Right, having problems with the recording software, so I apologise. The sound quality might not be as clear as it used to be, but it's louder, I think, so you just have to turn that down. And it's clunky and one thing and another, but OBS is horrendous for me. I don't know whether it's my brain, the way it works or whatever, but just it takes hours, and it's not worth producing videos with changing the settings, I mean. From one setup to another. So we're trying another bit of software, but what you're looking at here, and the whole point of this video is to show you quite how difficult this producing trading bots, analyzing the data and then watching them and waiting for them. I've been shocked by the effect it's had on me. Because I'm obsessed with it. You know, I could just carry on doing the manual trading and please myself, but I want to get this done. So what you're watching is the result of a couple of weekends work, and I decided to have a go at BTC again. This is BTC on a 5-minute chart, and oddly enough I optimized this for 1 minute and got a really good curve. It was like this to here. There was none of this sideways on a 1-minute chart. That blew me away. And like you do, I've found that the more I jiggle and poke around with these things and make mistakes, I've mentioned this in a previous video, I can put the wrong set file on the wrong chart, on the wrong bot even, and it will, because I've got 3 or 4 bots I'm using at the moment, it will work. And that blows my mind. And I guess a lot of people that do this sort of stuff, whatever it happens to be, science, experiments and stuff, find a lot of their results by mistake. I know I do. Anyway, the point of this video is to explain the magnitude of the job, the downsides of the job, and why we have to look at the bigger picture. I think that is my view anyway, because what I'm getting is, you know, what you have to remind yourself, or I have to keep reminding myself, is that all this hard work producing this wonderful equity curve, and this runs from July last 2024, so it's under a year's worth of data. This is big moves. We're not talking little scalps, we're talking 20-30 candle moves in some cases just 10 candles, 10 bars, whatever, 50 minutes on a 5-minute chart, sometimes 4 hours. So this is a beast, and as such it shouldn't be affected too much by slippage and things like that. Now, and data quality either, because you know, obviously there's lots and lots of areas that I don't know about, and as a relatively newcomer to bots and stuff like that, there's so many things that concern me moving forward, which is why it takes so long to do this. One of the worst things, looking at this particular chart, and this is what inspired me to make this video, is that from there we started at 35k in UK pounds, or roughly 50k in US dollars, and we were still roughly at that point. It's a shame it won't let me highlight the data fields. Oh, it does. Oh, it didn't do that. It didn't do that before. Okay, so anyway, won't worry about that, but I'll just try and put that in the memory banks. So 25th of the 12th 2024, so Christmas Day, oddly enough, to there, it made nothing, and that would drive you insane, and that would force you to bin me anyway. I'd have binned that probably about there, and I've got to train myself to trust my results more. Now, I don't think I would ever entertain running this forward without getting more of a sensible slope like that. You know, that we can see what it represents now. That represents 4th of the 2nd, 4th of February to the 12th of February. even that is damn hard work. And as Dean said, what we've got to do to mitigate these sort of problems is make bots, multiple bots, which will take up the slack. Now, I took that to heart. I always knew that was something I would have to think about, but I sort of dropped it out of my memory banks, as it were, for the short term, and now that is the top of my long-term agenda, as it were, and that's what I've been doing. Now, I put a thing up on Twitter saying that one optimization run for one currency pair can produce 2 or 3 dozen, I mentioned this before, quality runs, and that to my mind means that we can pick a really good one, and we can pick a mediocre one, and we can pick a reasonably bad one, as you could say, and that is 3 different bites at this potential cherry with any luck, because they all end up, we know, because of the end results, they all end up in profit, but they find different ways to get there. So hopefully that will start to produce the smoothed equity curve over a basket of set files. That's the goal anyway. So, back to my original point of this video is not to talk about this wonderful looking result, because in July, 10 months it's doubled an account, and that's got to be pretty good. The M1 does a better job because it was optimized for M1. I just slung it on M5 to see what it would do. So my point is that this job could keep, and I love it. I'm tired today because I've been at this on and off between swimming and beach and walks and things for best part of 14 hours now. It's, what is it? 6:34, no, not 14, started at about 5, my alarm goes off at 5 now, so whatever that is. So it's 13 hours, isn't it? 13 and a half. So it takes a hell of a lot of effort to do this, guys. You've got to be obsessive. I am obsessive. I'm fortunate, I'm single, and I like it that way. I'm married to my charts right at the moment. Never say never though. But the amount of effort, and then on top of which the amount of mental effort to watch scenarios like this go on, and this is part of my mindset too, is to try and iron out these. But if you do that, then you over optimize the stuff, you curve fit it, so you have to I've just got to teach myself, and anyone else that does this, if you ever think of starting to do this, you've got to be aware that that is going to be one of the major problems, and it is still quite a big mental stumbling block for myself. And I'm slowly, and this video is part of that process, I'm slowly conditioning my mind to deal with this. Otherwise I just end up continually optimizing set files and things and not running them forward and allowing them to do their stuff. Now, as I say, this is a particularly bad one. I would never ever entertain running this forward testing so that it runs for however many months it is. What did I say? It started at I think it was July. Yeah, July 2024 till Christmas time, wasn't it, before it started? That is ludicrous, but those are the end results, so what do you do? Anyway, these are the downsides of what I'm doing. Where I am now is setting up multiple VPSs and constantly juggling them around. I've moved from the higher time frames, the M15 higher time frames, that's a laugh, to M1 and probably M5, and then after I've got some, because the only way you can get quick data and quick analysis is on these lowest time frames. Of course, I haven't even thought about trying tick charts yet. Maybe I can get stuff going on that. But that way then, if I'm looking at an M1 chart, this would represent potentially just a week at the very outside, but hopefully just 2 or 3 days, and then we can start to get proper results, forward testing for real money. But you can't do that. You know, you'd go insane if you were doing that here. So that's it, guys. It is a monumental task, the amount of work involved in this, unless there's someone listening to my video, watching it, whatever, if you're still with me, and thank you if you are, unless any of you have done worked out a better way to do it and get into the forward testing phase faster with live money, and you're prepared to share some stuff. Now, I said this on Twitter, if you DM me, then it's up to you. You can tell me, you never whisper a word of this to anyone, and I won't. It's complete discretion. But you might want to share it about, well, that's your prerogative. But if you DM me, I promise you, everything will be kept. And I don't want to I'm not going to give any secrets away. This is why this is so vague. I'm not getting into the trading side of things. You can't see that, but I'm looking at the charts. I don't want to give any of that away anymore. Don't want to give any of the coding, source coding away anymore. It's a two-way street. You know, I know there are some good, real good, genuine, honest coders out there. You know, we can talk about sharing stuff, of course, but that's it. That's the point of this video. And if I didn't make it now, it's coming up to 7 o'clock in the evening on Saturday in my idea of paradise, Vietnam. I'm just going to go out for my dinner now. I wouldn't make it. So sorry for the rambling video, guys. There has to be some value for some people. People have asked me, what's the intention? Am I trying to tease you? No, I'm not. I'm trying to produce something that I can put onto some social trading platform, whatever. We're a long way from that yet. And everyone can benefit from it. The more money I make, the better it gets for you guys. You'll make money off of it. As I've said in a previous video somewhere, you know, in the famous words of the scammers and the live room sellers there, you can get all your money back for your subscription to my live room from following one of my trades. Never ever ever works like that in that scenario, but this should, because there's no reason why it won't. These trades will replicate. If it works as well as I hope it will, then it will work over 1,000 different copy accounts, 100,000 different copy accounts. And remember, this is one of, hopefully, potentially hundreds and hundreds of possible different set files, because this does work the same way on loads of other instruments. But at the weekend I like to play with BTC because it would be nice to have something making money 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, which obviously FX and the indices don't, and stocks don't and stuff. But anyway, that's it. Sorry for the ramble. Now you are exactly where I am in this. This is bloody hard work. I'm not going to make any not going to lie about that. What's really needling me is that when I came to Vietnam, I hadn't worked out how to do this, and I was having the time of my life, and zero stress. Everything was working exactly how I wanted it to, and then, like an idiot, I just cannot leave stuff alone. And now I can't lie, I have no reason to have any stress apart from the fact that I'm obsessed, and I sometimes wish I'd never even come across this. I mean, the bot stuff. And then every morning I wake up and I'm absolutely raring to go again. It's a really weird sensation. So, but today because I've got this is the press of a button and produce this. That's it's made my day. It's fired me up for tomorrow, and you know, it's a roller coaster ride of ups and downs and fun and games. But I've got, maybe you can tell from my face, from my voice, I've got the biggest grin on my face because I never cease to surprise myself with all these bits and pieces I get involved on charts and on the internet. So anyway, sorry for the ramble, guys. This is real, and now we're all up to speed. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.